What if I told you that your squeaky violin sound has nothing to do with your talent? If you are a beginner, you've probably heard that squeaky sound over and over again. Maybe you even thought, I'm just not good at this. But trust me, every beginner thinks that at some point. So don't worry, because I'm here to show you where that squeaky sound comes from, why it happens to almost every beginner, and I will also give you some exercises that will fix it permanently. So the first question is, where does this squeaky sound comes from? And there's just one answer to this question, and that is that your bow is not placed correctly. You see, when we play a squeaky sound, that means that our bow is actually not parallel to the bridge. And when we have the bow parallel, then the sound is clean and more beautiful. I always suggest to beginners to not freak out in the beginning, because getting this parallel bow takes quite some time. You need to get used to the movement, but also how it looks from your perspective. And we are going to cover both in this video. So first, let's get into a playing position, so standing up, and I want you to find your square position. But what is the square position? I'm going to explain everything. A square position is when you place your bow in the middle. If you look at your hand, elbow, shoulder, and the point of contact of your bow, you see that these four elements create a square. And this is the easiest position for the bow, because your wrist is aligned with your elbow, and is also a very comfortable place to be with the bow. So once you find this square position, we can then move on to practice in front of a mirror. So let's pretend that you are my mirror. So the first big mistake I often see when I say to my students to practice in front of a mirror is that they don't really know where to turn. So in this case, because you are my mirror, I want to face my bridge in front of the mirror. Try to imagine that there is a line pointing at the mirror. This is going to make it easy for you to know where to place your violin and how to check your bow when you are playing in front of a mirror. So after you find your right angle, I want you to place again the bow in this square position. And I really want you to focus on making the bow as parallel as possible to the bridge, all the way up. And I want you to carefully analyze what's happening. Basically, if I want to keep my bow parallel to the bridge, you will see that you need to extend your lower arm. Because if you don't, then basically everything else comes behind. And then your bow is not going to stay parallel to the bridge. So we want to avoid this, because this is quite a comfortable position, much more comfortable than this. I like to imagine that there is a point facing there, and that my bow is going in that line. And then after you get the feeling of how it is to play in the tip, we go to the frog. So we place our bow in the square position, and now we are going to go to the frog. And again, if we want to keep our bow parallel, there's something that's happening in my wrist. Naturally, we would like to keep our wrist straight, because that's more comfortable for our hand. However, if we keep it straight, see what happens to my bow? It's actually not parallel to the bridge. So what we want to do is to gradually close our wrist so that the bow stays in the correct position. And as you can see, whenever the bow is tilted to one side or the other, even if in a spot the bow has a good sound, at some point we are gonna have the squeaky sound. And the same goes when we are at a frog. If I actually don't close my wrist, everything is going to collapse. So that's why it's important to practice first in front of a mirror, so you get the first idea of how it looks to have a very straight bow, and also how it feels. And that's very important for you to remember how it feels, because when we practice or when we play, we are not constantly looking at the mirror. So we need to constantly adapt and feel the movement. And with this topic, I would like to talk about how to memorize these movements so that you can perform it anywhere you want. We can use two kinds of memory. We can use our visual memory, and we can use our muscle memory. First, let's talk about our visual memory, because anyways we need to use the mirror for this one. So when we played in front of the mirror before, we were constantly looking at the mirror and checking if our bow was in the proper position. But of course, when we play, we are not playing with our head looking at the audience. So it's important to realize that when we tilt our head to play, our perspective is very different from reality. Try to ignore the mirror for a while and try to place your bow in the square position once again. And try from this perspective to put it straight. This is what straight looks from this perspective. And as you can see in the mirror, the bow is not parallel to the bridge. So what we want to do is to use the information we have from the mirror and transfer it to what we see here. So for example, if I get my square position again and I have my bow straight and parallel to the bridge, then I'm gonna look back at my playing position and analyze how my bow looks here. So I see the angle and I see how it looks and I try to memorize. So after that, I'm gonna take my bow out. I'm gonna first try to replicate the same angle I saw from here. So that's it. So you're gonna repeat this process quite a while until you finally get the visual clue of how it looks to place the bow parallel to the bridge. And you're also going to repeat that in different parts of the bow, for example, more at the tip. First check if it's parallel to the bridge in the mirror, and then check how it looks from your perspective. After you understand the visual memory, then we can go on to our muscle memory, which is just a plus that you can have in order to keep this movement going without checking constantly the mirror. So for this kind of memory, I want you to first go into a flat surface. It could be a wall or even a closet, and just place your upper arm in the surface. So the goal here is that we are going to start with our square position once again, and we are going to move the bow until we cannot reach any further. The moment it starts to go back here, the angle is not correct anymore, so the bow is not parallel to the bridge, then you are going to extend and get out of the wall. And the same goes when we go to the frog. So when we go up, there's a point I cannot reach anymore if I don't take my arm out of the wall. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to close my wrists. So when I play, it looks like this. And this is an excellent exercise because one of the most common beginner mistakes is that you move your elbow constantly back. So when we practice this, you are going to start to have a feeling that your elbow cannot move further from the angle that you define on your square. So this 90-degree angle has to stay here all the time, and we cannot open the angle more. So with these two elements, you are ready to finally play with a straight bow without checking the mirror all the time. So the more perfectionist you'll be with this in your practice, the faster and the better you'll become at understanding this movement. And after you mastered your bow being very parallel to the bridge, there are also many other elements that complement your sound. And for that, I have this video for you, which is about the 3 most important elements to produce sound. So feel free to check that out, and I will probably see you over there, or I will just see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao!